What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak your mind, sports talk. All right, man. Talking Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant. Oh boy, I tell you what, man. Fulton, Brandon Figueroa, Roger Gutierrez. They just won this past weekend. It appears that the WBA don't really want him to hold that belt too long. They already mandated him to fight Chris Colbert. And Gutierrez did a damn good job this weekend. But I don't think he's going to beat Chris Colbert. So maybe short-lived with that title he has. But they're giving him until the 15th fight that fight. So yeah, we want to talk about that this morning. Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo are seeing eye to eye. It appears that they want to get back in the ring with each other as well. And I'm pretty sure we'll get no complaints from the fight fans on that fight. Definitely a match that needs to have a rematch. Charlo win, Castano win, Castano rob, Charlo rob. I heard it both ways. But that's a fight that warrants a rematch. So definitely gonna talk about that this morning. So shoot, let's get right into it. Let me see. First up, Roger Gutierrez and Chris Colbert. So the WBA not giving him a lot of time here, guys. I mean, great fight this past weekend, but you know, January 2nd is when they won that belt. G-Man boxing in the building. What's good with you, G-Man? Good to see you this morning, brother. A-Rod, what's good, A-Rod? Hermano, good to see you this morning. So yeah, January 2nd is when Gutierrez won that belt. And you know, he just defended it this past weekend, but they ain't giving him a lot of time to keep it. Because I don't think he's going to beat Chris Colbert. I think he put up, it was a great fight, don't get me wrong. And I think that he's an excellent fighter. I just don't think he can beat Chris Colbert. I'm really impressed with Chris Colbert, his last few matchups. I think Chris Colbert's ready to go take on Valdez and Shakur, Herring, Tank, these guys like that. And Gutierrez is, a good fighter, but I don't think that he's on that level. I don't think he's ready to fight those guys. But I do have Colbert as that caliber of opponent. I just think that he's quicker. He's a better boxer. He's just more impressive in every way. I can't really give Gutierrez anything over him. I would pick a clear unanimous decision, maybe possibly even a stoppage for Chris Colbert. I'm not sure, guys. I mean, again, like I said, Gutierrez fought a really good fight this weekend, but when I compare him to the champs out there, Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez and Herring and Tank, I don't see Gutierrez as being able to compete at that level. Win at that level. Let me say that, not compete at that level. I don't think he's able to win. I wouldn't see him winning at that level. Whereas Chris Colbert, I believe he actually could win at that level. So, with that being said, the WBA says that they have until the 15th of September to make a deal happen. So they've already put the order in, and they're giving them until the 15th of September to make a deal happen, Chris Colbert and Gutierrez. And then you guys know after that, if they don't get a deal established on the table, then it's going to purse bid. So this is pretty much locked in. The WBA wants to see Chris Colbert and Gutierrez in there. And, shout out for Gutierrez, becoming the champion, holding it down for a little while. But interim champion Chris Colbert is getting ready to come up there and take that strap. That's what I think. I think that strap will be removed. Hey, A-Rod and G-Man, did you guys just show up or did you get a notification for this? Because, YouTube, man, I swear, bro, it's a thorn in my side. I don't even really do anything these days but the lives in the morning and then a couple of shorts. So if they're utilizing the damn notification for a short and then not putting them out in the next morning, I mean, how ridiculous can that be, bro? This is a 15, 16-second clip. I'm not even really doing videos, but I know with low like this in the morning time, generally the notifications are not going out. You got a notification? Oh, okay. I don't know, man. YouTube's funny business. Anyway, everybody hit that share for me, hit the like so we get this thing cranking back up. But yeah, anyhow, so I don't know, man. Well, I do know. I'm pretty confident that Chris Colbert wins that fight with Gutierrez. And so that is ordered. I like the fact that Chris Colbert is going to be in the mix because I want him in the mix of, and I'm not really going to say Tank anymore because I'm not sure that we even see Tank back at 130. After that win over Mario Barrios, I'm assuming he'll stay at 35 and 40. I mean, just the mere talk of Thurman at 47, I just can't see him going back down to 30, but we'll have to see. He still is a title holder at that division. So I know, G-Man, that's what I think too. Hey, Rossi got the notification. I believe that he's done with 30, but it's not official yet. Not official yet. Floyd ain't pulled him off. Floyd's still talking that nonsense. 3-division champion, simultaneous 3-division champion, and all of this. Till I see them actually pull the trigger and him vacate that title, I guess we just have to assume that he's still a champion at 130. So again, I'm not sure that we see him fight there anymore. I mean, to me, he did too well against Mario Barrios at 40, and everybody's screaming for him to fight any of those guys at 35, be it Lomachenko, Devin, T.O., Ryan, any of those guys. And then to compete at 40, I mean, look, Floyd and Ellaby are going to put him in the ring with somebody that's interesting. I think that all of the crap fights concerning this kid, they're done with those. I think that Floyd and Ellaby realize that they've milked that as much as they can. And guys, speaking of which, the timing, I mean, look, you could cry and holler about Floyd and Ellaby and everything they did, but if at this point in time is when Tank is getting ready to start taking all, let's say hypothetically he does get in there with Thurman, but even if it's not Thurman, just a better opponent, and he starts to take off now, so be it, man. He's only 27, so he can still accomplish and he can still do things. I'm not jumping on the Tank bandwagon yet. Not even close to it. I want to see what they're going to do. But if they start putting them in valid fights, even at this point, they built enough of a name up. He came up and he beat Barrios. So if they start putting them in valid fights now, Tank will actually, he can achieve in the sport and accomplish a lot. Just got to see what they're going to do with him. But I do agree with you, G, man. I think that he's done at 130. I don't think we see him back at 30 again. Tank at 35, his preferred weight. Imagine him versus Rolly, which is something that I was talking about yesterday because Rolly said that Devin Haney, he's a waste of time. At least to Rolly, it feels like Devin's a waste of time. He wants Tank Davis. And understandably so, because this is more money. Tank is going to be a more interesting fight, at least with Rolly. Rolly understands that Devin's going to be pulling Riga down with Casemiro. Devin's going to be all around the ring, and Tank is going to, be more of a target for Rolly, and that's the kind of fight he wants. Rolly's pretty. I'm pretty sure Rolly knows that Devin Haney will outbox him pretty easy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he understands the Tank that Rolly. I'm sorry about that, guys. It's kind of gross. That Devin Haney outboxes him. Rolly's not a good boxer, man. Casemiro reminds me of a Rolly Romero. I know that might piss some people off, but look at how Rigondao had the dude missing. And I said this before. The Rigondao and Casemiro fight, that Rigo would win that fight. Now, of course, Casemiro won, so I got the wrong pick there. But that fight, to me, nobody really won that fight. They say Rigo was running around. He didn't throw punches well. There were plenty of times that Rigo stood right in front of Casemiro fainting, and Casemiro didn't do anything because he didn't want to get countered. It's not as if he had to chase him the whole time. He's just not a good boxer. Casemiro has power. He's wild. I said this before the fight. He has power. He's wild, but he's defensively irresponsible, and his accuracy is no good. And that was shown in the fight. Rigo had him looking stupid at points, man. He's freaking punching, falling into the ring. I don't understand why people are so mad like that's an easy win. This dude was punching, missing, and falling into the ropes. It's not, like, come on, bro. That's Rolly. That's Rolly. I've seen Rolly punch, miss, and fall all over the place, lose his balance. And Devin would just make him look silly. Devin would absolutely make him look silly. I think Tank knocked Rolly out, but at least there would be more of a bang in that fight. And I do feel like that's what Rolly thinks as well. All right, A-Rod. Yeah, A-Rod, I would love it. I believe Fimo will roll Tank's little head around, but, I'm going to give Tank a little more respect, a little more credit after the Barrios fight. I think he does better in the Teofimo fight than I was giving him credit for. I couldn't give him credit for anything with Gamboa's and Leo Santa Cruz's and this nonsense. But, he showed a lot of resilience in that Barrios fight. He showed that he could deal with a bigger, longer guy. And I think Tank puts up a much better fight than I initially given him credit for versus Teofimo Lopez. However, Teofimo Lopez still beats his ass. So I'm still there with it. I don't got Tank beating Teo, but yes, Rod, yes. D, what's good? Nathan Reynolds. I'm doing great, brother. Great. Thanks for coming through. Good to see you, fam. Kwame Edwards in the building. He said, you think Haney is being boxed out because he fights? Listen, hell no. And I'm not listening to, I've been telling Bill, come talk to me. I ain't listening to none of this nonsense. Kwame Edwards. Or this Devin Haney ridiculousness. He and Bill need to pull their big boy pants up and go fight somebody. Stop all this nobody want to fight you, this, that, and the third. Nonsense. It's been guys calling them out, okay? It's been guys calling them out. They have a certain path that they're not going to get, right? The path that you want, Bob Arum stands in the way. All of these Bob Arum lovers better understand that Bob stops fights, okay? That's the path that Devin Haney and Bill Haney are on right now. A path through Bob Arum. Be it Teofimo Lopez or Lomachenko. The path is through Bob Arum. Take another path. There's a lot of fighters. There's a lot of fighters ready to step up. Take your ass up to 140. Whatever, bro. But stop all of this. Nobody want to fight you. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. That boy Michael Williams Jr. wanted to fight him, be a really tough matchup, but he stayed clean away from him, right? He could have fought Nakatani before Nakatani and Lomachenko got in. He could have fought Richard Coleman. Lomachenko's getting ready to go fight Coleman. I'm tired of this nonsense with Bill Haney and Devin Haney. You know, you running your mouth about Teofimo Lopez. It's not the only fighter, right? And you got Coleman called him out. Richard Coleman called him out. Now Coleman is about to be fighting Lomachenko, but he called him out. What you want to do, Devin Haney? Right? Could have fought Coleman. Could have fought Nakatani. Could have fought Lomachenko. They decided to fight Linares and get rocked. And now we got to still hear this about nobody wants to fight Devin Haney. Did Linares back away from fighting Devin? Ain't nobody's afraid of Devin Haney, fam. This is Bill and Haney's nonsense. Pull your pants, pull those panties up, and go fight a real fight. There's a lot of guys that's out there ready to fight, and with the way Jorge Linares whopped his ass, okay? With the way Linares whopped his ass, bro, you get yourself into a lot of good, decent fights. You know what I mean? The days of nobody wants to fight Haney and all of this, man, forget about it. Forget about it. It's guys that want to fight him. Just leave Bob alone, right? Bob's a snake. He lied to you. He told you to fight Linares and he'll give you what you want. Well, he lied to you, okay? That's it. Accept it. I told you Bob was lying to you, Bill, before it even happened. This is why I told you to go fight Lomachenko. Oh, yeah, guys. Bill and I talked about this, Bill Haney and I. I said, just fight Lomachenko because Bob ain't worth a damn. And he crawfished him, right? He fought Linares. Still no TO fight. He should have fought Lomachenko. So, you know, I think Haney ain't being boxed out of nothing. I think Bill and Haney boxing themselves out with all of this cap. That's what I think about that, fam. All right, moving on. Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton. Guys, I'm definitely ready for this. I'm so ready for this. This is going to be a good fight. Brandon Figueroa. And I picked him. To beat Luis Neri. Julio Martinez. Mi hermano, what's good with you? What's good with you? Listen, man. I picked Brandon Figueroa to, man, his sister's fine as hell, ain't it? To beat Luis Neri. Because I was never really impressed with Luis Neri. And I knew that Brandon Figueroa had the toughness and the output to get in there and beat Luis Neri. I was never really big on Luis Neri's power either. I didn't believe in it. But one thing that I saw with Brandon Figueroa prior to the Luis Neri fight is the heart of that kid. That kid has the heart of a lion. He keeps coming. He keeps coming. He keeps coming. He pounds you to the body. He wears you down. Look, man, Tone in the building. What's good with your Tone? This Stephen Fulton Figueroa is going to be a great fight. Now, Stephen Fulton's my guy. Stephen Fulton and Ahmed Aliev. I want to see that fight more, no doubt. But this fight here, guys, yeah, MJ for sure and Fulton, I think, are the two best, you know, at this weight. But this is going to be a banger, man. I got Fulton. I think Fulton's the superior boxer. I don't think that he's going to give to Figueroa the things that Luis Neri was given to Figueroa. Luis Neri is not nearly as good a boxer as Fulton is. He had this false power, so to speak. It's just, his power was always overrated, Luis Neri, and he wasn't good enough of a boxer to you know, offset not the power not being there. He didn't have these skills that would offset his power not being there. He was known for having power, in my opinion, that he just didn't have. And I was saying this ever since the Alameda fight. I was telling everyone, I'm like, bro, this is a domestic level Alameda. And we seen what happened with him in his next fight. You know, and this is what I say, like Luis Nery, that kid Alameda stood in the center of the ring with Luis Nery for 9 rounds, eating shots, giving them shots, eating shots. I'm like, where is all of this super big power? I wasn't convinced of Nery. And Brandon Figueroa went in there and did what I thought that he should have done to Luis Nery and took his spot. And now he's fighting Stephen Fulton. And I think that it's an absolutely fantastic matchup. Do I think Figueroa wins this one? No, I don't think so. So, but they were supposed to be fighting on the 11th, Stephen Fulton and Figueroa, but that's been pushed back, but only a week, guys. So, you know, we're getting all of these fight delays. Tyson Fury fight just got postponed. They're saying because he caught COVID. I think it has more to do with Athena Fury, his newborn baby. And, you know, I don't care about the excuse about COVID in this particular situation, because with Tyson Fury, if it was my child, to hell with boxing and all of you fans and everything anyway, if it was my child. The COVID situation for him just, okay, now y'all can't complain about it. Now the PBC and Wilder can't pull up any court dates and I'm delaying the fight and all of this. So just tell him I got COVID. Let me deal with my child. But, you know, shout out and blessings to the Fury family. I was reading the article that the little one just came home, and that's always a good thing, man. You know, guys, we went through that for 43 days. 30-something days. We went through that with little Mateo. You guys remember, I did 2 lives over 30-something days long. 33 was the first one, 36 or something, and then 43 was the next one. So, guys, you know, it's really tough to have a little baby in there like that in intensive care. So forget about the fans. Forget about the fight. Yeah, we all want it. We really wanted Joshua Fury, and that's not off the table because these 2 guys are still jaw-jacking. Joshua said he would even fight Fury if Wilder did win. He doesn't care. He wants to fight Fury. That's great. That's great news. But that fight's been pushed back as well. So we're getting these fights that's being pushed back. However, this Fulton versus Figueroa fight has only been pushed back a week. So it pushes back from the 11th to the 18th. So it's not as if we'll have to wait that long. But definitely it's going to be a good fight. Can Brandon Figueroa win? And well, I think that he's shown us that he has what it takes to pull off the upset, or, you know, do what people didn't think that he can do. And the Luis Nery fight, a lot of people in the prediction league I'm in was picking Luis Nery, and I heard a lot of people that came to the channel, you know, they had Nery winning, but you know, I was pretty confident Figueroa would do it, but I don't think that he gets it done against Stephen Fulton. I gotta be honest, Fulton's a different animal. As a matter of fact, I think that Fulton and MJ, Ahmed Ali, are the best there in that weight class. So now Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo. Okay, this rematch should happen. Like, you got Castano. People say Castano won that fight. PBC dirtbags, they gave Castano the business, although he's a PBC fighter. Whatever. You have Charlo fans saying Charlo won that fight. You know, it was a close fight. Castano showed up, but Charlo won that fight. Me personally, I don't think that it was a robbery or for either guy. I think that a draw, fine. Castano win, fine. Charlo win, fine. I was cool with all of it. The draw just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because I would have much rather them, and I'm a huge Jermell Charlo fan. However, I would have much rather them give Brian Castano the decision. Give Charlo the decision. A draw in a 4-belt undisputed match is just, it's so annoying, but it's a moneymaker as well. These guys, Al Heyman and the PBC, look, it's more money on the table. It's going to be more money on the table now. Who's not going to want to see that fight again? I'm going to want to see it. I'm pretty sure all of you guys want to see that fight when it happens. And Al and those guys know that. Somebody, I think, needs to knock someone out. Now, Brian Castano hurt Charlo in that fight. Jermell Charlo got Brian Castano in big trouble in that fight. He hurt him bad. But they both hurt each other in a fight, which means to me that they can both take each other out. I think that should be the key for both teams. Take it out of the judges' hands. Derek James and who is Castano trained by? Morales? No, Robert Garcia, is it? But either way, take it out of the judges' hands, man. Go in there to stop the other guy. They both have the ability to stop the other guy. We've seen neither guy stop. That's the thing. And neither guy could get the job done against each other. Even though they hurt each other, they couldn't get it done. But, man, that should be the game plan. I think that should be the game plan for Castano's team and Charlo's team. Take it out of the judges' hands. Get the stoppage. Boom. Everybody smash that like for me, man. Share if you have the ability to do that. But both of these guys want to fight each other. So it's not one of these things where you got one guy that wants to run and play politics, but PBC, man, people, especially Martin Machine and all of these guys as Crawford lovers swear up and down that I'm protecting the PBC. I don't give a damn about the PBC or Al Hammond and that foolishness. I'm not. I just throw a lot of shots and heat at Bob Arum. But when we look at the PBC, this is an in-house fight, bro. It should be no problem getting this rematch. Like, they put us through so much, the PBC does. But if they don't set this rematch up, this just shows you certain agendas, man. Like, or at least this is why people believe that there are certain agendas. Because, come on, man, if y'all don't put this rematch on, y'all protecting Charlo. How can we see it any different? And I'm a Charlo fan, but we just got to be honest about this, bro. It's an in-house fight. It's a fight that the fans are thirsty for. It was a good fight. It deserves a rematch. I put him back in there with Tony Harrison because y'all knew that he'd probably beat Tony Harrison. We'll do it again. Put him back in there with Jermell Charlo. With Brian Castano. We already know. If Al Hammond says this is the fight, Brian Castano, Jermell Charlo, it happens. Clearly, the two guys are saying, yeah, let's get it back on. We want to get this rematch going. So the two guys are already in. They're honed in. They're ready to do it. Now it's just the Al Hammond show. We know Al call all the shots. So the next fight should legitimately be Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano. That should be the next fight. Both of these guys won it. If this is not the next fight, the PBC is protecting Charlo, bro. How could we see it any other way? And I'm going to tell you now, wait a minute. Wasn't there a mandatory situation for Castano, I believe, or the IBF? I think the IBF might have stepped in there with a mandatory. I got to read up on that. That would be the only acceptable thing, guys. I would accept that if the IBF, especially the IBF, they step in and throw a mandatory in between the fight. Okay. But after that, it should be Castano. But if there's no mandatories involved, I got to go back and read. I think one of them did pop up. One of their sanctioning bodies threw a mandatory in between that fight, which is absolutely ridiculous, man. Let the rematch hop off and then set your mandatory after the rematch. But again, PBC protection, bro. I don't care if a sanctioning body did do it this time. If they threw it in there, pay it off, right? Step aside for this, step aside for that. Well, pay it off. Pay it off. This fight is bigger than some freaking mandatory. As if it's all about money, they can definitely make the money. on this rematch. So pay it off. Get the mandatory out of the way. You know, don't let that come in between this fight. But that's not how it's going to work out. We already know that's not how it's going to work out. I don't know, man. I do know that. Oh shoot! I didn't even know he was. Well, I do know that. I want to fight. You guys want to fight. Jermell, Charlo, Brian Castano wants to fight. If it doesn't happen, it's clearly Al Heyman. That's why the fight wouldn't happen. So, damn, man, I don't know what's going on, bro. YouTube is just so strange, bro. Yesterday we had like 40 people there, and now it's like 6. I don't even know, man. They killed my channel at every angle. All right, guys, moving on. Best morning show in the YTVC. Ain't no sweat. YouTube can't hold us down. Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugas. So this could be the last time we see Manny Pacquiao step in the ring. Very unfortunate, you know. I'm just looking at this whole Pacquiao situation, right? And, you know, guys, just months ago, Terence Crawford was on the table. You know, Bob Arum told us some lies, you know, because I don't believe Bob as far as I could throw him. And I don't think he really had anything established. Fights already done. Deals already made. I don't even think the people in Qatar was even dealing with Bob. I think that was a bunch of foolishness. Which is why, because if it's not for someone putting up $50 million, right? Bob Arum and Top Rank Bob ain't gonna invest $50 million into Terence Crawford. I don't even believe the Qatar situation. So Manny Pacquiao didn't get the fight with Crawford. He didn't get the fight with Spence. You know, the eye injury. Spence had to have a surgery. And I think that, look, man, I love Manny Pacquiao, but damn, bro, if this is the last fight we see him in against Ugas, I feel disappointed. I feel a bit disappointed in that. I would have rather seen him. What if Ugas wins? He passes the torch to Ugas? No, it's not really a passing of the torch fight because everyone knows that Crawford, Spence, hell, Virgil and Boots probably beats the hell out of Ugas. I mean, he's not going to beat these guys. So it wouldn't be like a passing of the torch. Would have had to been to Keith Thurman or Errol Spence or Terence Crawford if they'd have fought out in Qatar. But this Ugas fight, if this is Manny, because Manny has an election to go through, and God knows if he wins, he's going to have to go to the election. So there's going to be no fight camp while he's fighting for the presidency. And then if he wins, he's going to have a country. It's a lot of corruption and things going on over there in the Philippines. So should he win that election, do we even see Manny back in the ring again? You know, and this could potentially be the last fight of his career against Yordenis Ugas. No knock on Yordenis Ugas, no shade to him. But if I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see Manny's last fight against Yordenis Ugas. I really don't. That's just I don't. I would rather see him fight Spence or Crawford. Hell, even Virgil before Ugas is the last fight. Like any storyline, any soap opera, they're going to string it out. He's talking about the PBC. Jermell, Charlo, and Castano. Probably so, Tom. Probably so, bro. G-Man, boxing. Like I always say, guys, if y'all ain't been over to check out and subscribe to my man G-Man Boxing, the hell are you waiting on? Anyway, what's up, G-Man? Say YouTube not sending the notifications again. I got it for this. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't care, G-Man. I don't. Y'all guys just hit the like for me. And then I put out notifications in the morning, like on the other social media pages. Anyway, I've been doing that for over a year now. They've been screwy with my notifications. So I don't care. It is what it is. We here. We rocking. We getting it in. Just some boxing talk, guys. So back to Pacquiao and Ugas, the fight. Can Ugas win this fight against Manny Pacquiao? I hear a lot of people say, because Pacquiao's already heavily favored, I hear a lot of people saying Ugas can't win. And I don't necessarily think that's true at all, because Yordenis Ugas is in his prime. Manny Pacquiao, it could be one fight away from turning old on us, just like that, guys. Just like that. If it happens in this fight with Ugas, he could lose. Like, Manny Pacquiao is so much greater. It's a different quality, different level of opponent. When we think Yordenis Ugas, we think Manny Pacquiao. We're not even in the same stratosphere. However, he's 42, bro, and he could turn old on us just like that. And if that should happen, then Ugas could win this fight. He most certainly could win this fight. I think that a lot of people are expecting Manny Pacquiao to recapture his title that was stripped from him. He didn't lose it. They stripped it. They put him as champion in recess because he was messing around with, exhibition matches and such like that. Manny Pacquiao wasn't in lieu of earning the WBA any money. So they took their belt away from him. They elevated Ugas to champion. And, that's how this whole situation came about. However, Manny Pacquiao was champion in recess. And since he didn't get the fight with Errol Spence, he has the option as champion in recess to butt anybody out of the way or whatever and take the fight with Ugas. Now, he didn't have to do that because Ugas' opponent caught COVID. It's another COVID situation. His opponent caught COVID. He had that fight wasn't going to happen. Spence had the eye surgery, so boom, replacement, Yordenis Ugas. And now we have it. Ugas jumped on the opportunity, and, shout out to him, but it shows you that Ugas has all the heart, because Ugas, I put a video up about this. Ugas said he will fight Spence. He will fight Crawford. The video that I had, the guy, his translator, was translating questions from the chat, and they asked him, Spence, Crawford, or Pacquiao, which one would he rather fight? And the first Ugas started, he was talking about which one does he like the best. He said, Pacquiao. And then the guy was like, no, which one do you fight? And he's like, Errol Spence. So Ugas wanted Spence first. But then they asked about Crawford. He said, yeah, he'll fight Crawford. He beat Crawford in the amateurs, which was something I didn't know until I saw that interview. So he beaten Crawford in the amateurs, so he was willing to fight Terence Crawford. Now Pacquiao on the table, short notice, whatever. Ugas is in it to win it. This guy is ready. He fought Porter on a short notice. So Ugas is ready to get in there and fight all of them. Manny turns old on us in this fight. He could lose, but I don't think so. Man, he's been looking sharp as a tack, bro. And he's been training for Errol Spence. Did have to switch because Ugas is an orthodox fighter. Errol Spence is a southpaw, but man, he's 72 fights. He's 71, 72 fights. He's well prepared. BK in the building. Good morning to you, brother. We all subscribe to G-Man. Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure, man. But it's always someone new. Phil. This has got to be Phil. Phil, listen, I don't care what you change your name to, Phil. It's like you sit out like a sore thumb, dude. You could change your name to whatever you want. And we already know it's you, Phil. Me, Mark, Brian. There's a few of us. We know when it's you. Good morning to you, Phil. 421 Nas, if that's what you are today. He says, no, he can't beat Manny. I don't think so either, Phil. But I do think that you guys might get a win on a robbery. That's interesting. That's interesting, G-Man. So one would think, well, why would G-Man say this? I know where G-Man's coming from because I had this idea as well. Yeah, he could get it on a robbery. Do you know why? Because the PBC would love nothing more but to feed Ugas to Spence. See, Spence coming off this eye surgery, this, that, and the third. Ugas, feed him to Spence. Spence wins that fight. You know, Manny's old. If he wins the belt, it gets vacated. There's a chance Terence Crawford gets a hold of it and Bob Arum. They don't want that. They know Manny's about to retire. So rob him. Rob him. Let Ugas keep the belt. Keep the belt in the PBC and feed him to Spence. So it makes perfect sense what G-Man's talking about right here. And I get it. I was actually thinking on this level before. You know, Manny Pacquiao is the greatest, most robbed fighter, you know, boxing right now. Yeah, you might be able to think of some in the history who was all-time great. They got robbed, you know, too many times. I'll give you one right now, freaking Pernell Whitaker, my guy, right? He's in that category with Manny Pacquiao. Oh, great. They would just face these robberies, you know. Manny Pacquiao, boxing has done this guy dirty so many times. They did him dirty against Jeff Horn. They did him dirty against Tim Bradley. I mean, don't get me started with Manny Pacquiao. It's like he's no stranger to getting done dirty by boxing, especially when Floyd and the PBC are involved. He shouldn't even be fighting Ugas or Spence or Crawford. That idiot Floyd should have gotten in the ring with him. That's what they gave him the contract for. But Manny Pacquiao's always getting done dirty. Dirty by Bob, dirty by Floyd, dirty by boxers in general. And he's a great, bro. He's a soldier. He's a humble guy. You know, he's everything that embodies boxing. He's the last of a dying breed in this sport. You know, guy that'll get in there and bank it out with anybody. He's great, man. Man, he's just great. And the sport has done him wrong on so many occasions. And, G-Man, you could be correct. They could give him the business in this Ugas fight. To be honest, Pac-Man looks deadly. He does. He looks very good, Phil. He does. Ugas ain't nothing but a peanut. Ugas can offer a lot of danger to Pac, though, because he's tall, bro. He's got that range. He won the lottery. Ugas not ready. No, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. 4-2-1 nasty. Thank you, man. BK, that's Phil, man. That's Phil. If you don't believe it, trust me, that is Phil. D. Jefferson, you're a nasty man. That's Phil. The Dunny Gold Phil. That's Phil right there. Records Pacquiao will break if he wins. I don't know. How many records has he already broken, guy? You know? I don't know. He wouldn't be the oldest champion. Bernard and George and those guys got that. So he's got a lot of records. Probably, I don't, you know, you can't really track that. Manny Pacquiao's done so much in this sport. He's great. You know, he's great. It's not a record, Carlos, but I put him over Floyd if he was to win against Spencer Crawford. Ugas, no, I ain't gonna give him that, but he will become a champion again. Well, I don't know how that works because he is champion in recess, but I don't know, man. He becomes the only boxer to be the champion in 4 different decades. He's already done that. He beat Keith Thurman. That's already done, bro. Me and Mark talked about that before. That was completed when he beat Keith Thurman, Carlos. Stop fanboying for Manny Pacquiao, Carlos. He's great, bro. Stop trying to put stuff in. That's already done. Becomes the only boxer to win a sanctioned belt in 4 different. Yeah, well, you put that in there twice. No, he's already done that. Sup, D Grind and all we. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good with you? Yeah. Okay. He says breaks his own record, becoming the oldest welterweight champion ever, 42 years old. Yeah. Becomes the only 5-time welterweight champion. Yeah. Yeah. That's Carlos, those are, I'm not gonna say meaningless accomplishments, but to the things that Manny's done, bro. That shit you talking about, who cares? I don't even care, bro. This dude's done so much. Winning the title in 4 decades, not holding one. Oh, winning the title, not. Yeah, whatever. Again, see, that's why it's insignificant to me, Mark. That's exactly why it's insignificant to me. When you have to break it down like that, who the hell cares, bro? He's great. This is Manny Pacquiao lovers, and Carlos Mendoza is definitely one of them. This is the Manny Pacquiao lovers making points of this stuff. Carlos, he is great. I don't give a damn, bro. I don't find whatever little insignificant record you want to find to tack on to all of the damn records and accomplishments he has already. Who cares? I don't. I gotta be honest. I don't care. But it's great. Shout out to Manny. We already love him. It's great. But I don't care about these meaningless records, bro. I'm sorry. I don't care if it was Mayweather or it equals Mayweather. That's y'all problem. See, this is where you at, Carlos. This is Mayweather. You guys are you Pacquiao fans too souped up on Mayweather. Who cares, bro? He ain't gonna pass Mayweather unless he beats Spencer Crawford. Put it that way, Carlos. I don't care what y'all Manny Pacquiao fans cry and yammer on about Ugas. That ain't gonna be enough to cut the mustard. If he goes beat Spencer Crawford, then he pass Floyd Mayweather. If he beats Ugas, they still even kill, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You ain't gonna convince no Floyd fan otherwise, and I guess Floyd fans ain't gonna convince y'all. But if that's why you yammering on about all of these little insignificant stats, man, cut it out, fam. It ain't gonna work. It's not even a true welterweight, though. No, not by size, but what he's accomplished. Mark knows, man. Nobody cares about those damn insignificant stats. Mayweather is all right. Mayweather, man. Floyd's an idiot. The records are oddly specific records. Yeah, exactly. Very, very specific and odd and Pacquiao fanboyish records. These guys pointing out that kind of stuff, man. Being the oldest welterweight champion ever, he's not breaking it. It's still him. Right. That's you see. Anyway, enough of that, man. Caleb Plant. And you know what? Before I say it, look at Terence Crawford, man. I just wanted to mention this. This is why Terence Crawford gets a lot of heat. Bro, shut up. Shut up. They love throwing my name around. I love y'all too. Congratulations on the win. Dude, y'all had an opponent in common. You idiot. Now, Terence Crawford, I'm going to give you a big you idiot for this. Y'all had an opponent in common. Why is it that when you have two guys that's at the top and they have an opponent in common, that's going to be talked about everywhere else? But Crawford, you don't want your name to be mentioned? Who fought? Spence, Porter, Pacquiao, Thurman, Boots Ennis, did any of them fight Egidius Kavaliauskas, or was it just you and Virgil? It was only you and Virgil who fought Egidius Kavaliauskas. So, naturally, they're going to mention your name, you idiot. And not only that, the kid stopped him in better fashion than you did. Or you could make the argument he stopped him in better fashion. Both of you guys got hurt in the fight. You touched the canvas. Ortiz did not. You put him down twice before the stoppage, but when it was waved off with you, he stood right back up on his feet. When it was Virgil put him down 4 times in one round, and it was stopped, and he was sitting on his ass in the ring. So you didn't have the better stoppage. Both of you guys got hurt. It's an opponent in common, and you're supposed to be the best at 147. Of course they're going to mention your name, you idiot. You got to get an idiot for this one, Terence Crawford. If you fight someone better than Kavaliauskas, because that's probably your best fight at 147, and you've not fought anyone, why shouldn't they talk about you, Crawford? They should talk about you. Get in the ring and fight someone better than Kavaliauskas, because this young up-and-comer just beat up Kavaliauskas as well around earlier than you and in more impressive fashion than you. That's why they're bringing your name up, pal. Phil says Virgil looked incredible. Yeah, he did, bro. He looked great. I don't know all this incredible. Oh, here, Mark. I'm getting ready to get off. We got 10 minutes. I didn't even, you know what? That's crazy. I didn't invite anybody this morning. Man. I sure didn't. I didn't invite anyone this morning. I don't know if YouTube sent my notifications out to everyone this morning. Mark, it was that like 6 people at one point in here, but you guys came in toward the end. I don't know what the hell was going on. But yeah, they love throwing your name around, Crawford, because you like Devin Haney right now. You guys are 2 of the better guys, but you're not fighting the better guys. So your name's going to be thrown around in every instant. So enough of Crawford. Now back to Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez. Looks like it's coming close, guys. November is what they're talking now. I don't believe it until, of course, it's announced and it's in writing. However, looks like this fight is coming close, bro. Look like we just may get it. You know, Caleb Plant, you had to have been fighting and training for Canelo. If not, you're an idiot. You know, that's the biggest fight. And you know, the article I read was saying that they're pushing for just a 1-fight deal. That part makes it shaky to me. Like, they were saying it was a 2-fight deal. I would be more comfortable. Like, okay, we're going to get this fight. One and done? I don't know, bro. I just dropped the link, Mark. I don't know about this one and done. I don't know about this. Silas, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Said they just asked Canelo why he was so successful. He said, well, I don't fight lined up and I'm training like I do. That was look, Canelo is so successful because he's the best, bro. He stays in the gym. Let me tell you something. Floyd Mayweather stayed in the gym. Like him or love him, hate him, whatever, guys. He stayed in the gym. You know what I mean? He kept himself fit. Bernard Hopkins kept himself fit. These guys that go for Manny Pacquiao keeps himself fit. Canelo is this guy. He's in the gym when he doesn't have a fight schedule. He's in the gym working, training, getting better, right? Not eating Takis and ho-hos and whole turkeys like Ruiz was and nonsense like that. Floyd did the same thing. These guys that stay at the top, they dedicate themselves. They marry themselves. They marry the sport. This is why he's so successful, bro. He keeps pushing. He keeps pushing for greatness. That's what makes you successful. Silas, appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you with the super chat. Canelo's the best for a reason in this sport, and he's going to remain the best. I don't see anybody beating him besides Bivol. That's the guy that I think that has a chance to beat him. If anybody beats him, I would say Dimitri Bivol, but he's the best in this sport for a reason. Dedication, focus, training, you know. That's why he's going to stay that way. Appreciate you, Silas. What's up, Mark? What's good there? Remy 22. What's good, brother?
God bless.
Yeah, man. God bless you, bro. How's the little Baba's doing?
Yeah, fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Nice.
Couldn't be better. I've had a very busy morning so far today.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, bro. I've traveled to 16 different areas in this one county. 16. Got 4 more to go. Business.
Oh, okay. I think I have an idea, but yeah, nice. Well, what do you think, man? How confident are you?
In what?
Wise, 170%, 60%, Plant and Canelo.
Honestly, what confidence I have in that
Percentage.
fight happening?
I'm like 50,
Percentage,
I'm like 50.
and you're
Yeah.
being optimistic. I've got. I'll actually give you a very, very honest answer. I've got 0% of faith in any fights happening. So between anybody at the moment, because so many fights are just not happening. So
Yeah.
I've lost my faith in the sport. They need to regain it.
Yeah. Fights are getting broken down. I mean, marquee fights are getting shot down. I mean, we're getting fights because last weekend was fucking fire. I mean, to me, last weekend was great, but the marquee fights are just falling apart left and right, bro. Like the Fury, the Wilder, the Fury, the Joshua, the Canelo, the Plan. I mean, these marquee fights that we want, they're falling apart. They're dropping like flies. Spence and Pacquiao, and I don't know. It really sucks. But again, we getting fights. This car, I had a great time Saturday, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I was watching boxing all day. I dropping some shorts. I think it was great, but it's just not the marquee fights, you know. It's not the big fights, and that can't keep happening. God forbid anything happens with Usyk Joshua, because then I might be like, oh my gosh, bro, this one goes. Because that's like the last biggest one, you know, that hadn't fallen apart here recently would be Usyk Joshua. If they make an announcement, if Usyk or Joshua catches COVID or some dumb shit like that, pardon my French, man, yeah, I might be where you are right now. Wang Cho, Canelo, the next JCC. Presidential loop better be I think Canelo beats him, but that'd be a good fight too. Never lose faith in the fight. Yeah, I know. I'm not losing. Look, boxing's going to rebound. We're not losing faith up here, but right now, bro, all our marquee fights are falling apart. You got to admit. You got to admit that. And so I can empathize with what Mark is saying. These marquee fights, we're getting fights, but it's the big fights that we want, bro. It's the big fights that we want, you know. That's going to keep the big fights is going to keep the sport interesting. You know, now I will say this though, Mark. All of this gimmick fight nonsense and this Jake Paul and all of this stuff, I mean, for the sport in general, that's bringing a lot of new faces to the sport. Some people are even locked in. I'm hearing kids like my son and you know, his friends and stuff. They getting interested in this sport of boxing, bro, and it's because of this silliness with Jake Paul and these guys bringing them in. But they're like, you remember 150 was up here hanging with us. My son and his cousins, they're his age, 21, 23, 24, and even though it's Jake Paul is bringing them, they looking at other guys like Tank and Spence and shit now. And it all stems from the Jake Paul and the gimmick fights. It's snatching these.
I know that.
In,
I know.
You know.
I know that. I know that there's a lot that are coming over and getting interested. My only problem for them is that there's no fights for them to get interested in.
Yeah.
There is none.
Yeah. I've been thinking the same about AJ versus Usyk, dreading the damn positive. Yeah, I know, G, man, because I mean, damn, bro, it's like going to stick a knife in my heart if that one happens. It's like it's almost like it's just a matter of time. I'm waiting for them to announce that the fight was postponed or off. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like that. Like, okay, so when they going to announce this one being off or postponed? Because it's almost like that's the last of the Mohicans. You think of these big fights that Jose Uzcategui and David Benavidez. Not if that was the biggest fight, but we wanted to see David Benavidez fight again. Hey, Lo. He's not going to fight now because who was it? Jose who's gotten COVID in that situation, which I think is crap. I think David Benavidez is loosening himself up because the Canelo lottery was back on the table. That's just my opinion on it. But whatever. These fights are just falling apart. So
I have two fights I'm excited for on the schedule, and if either of them fall apart, I'll probably be heartbroken.
What's that?
Fulton versus Figueroa. and Joshua Usyk.
Right. Yeah. Well, Fulton versus Figueroa, I don't know how long you've been in here, Mark, but it didn't fall apart, but they pushed us back a week on that fight. They were supposed to fight on the 11th, so they pushed that fight back to the 18th of September, the next weekend. So it has
I don't mind it. I don't mind it being pushed back, right?
Right.
And the reason I don't mind it being pushed back, as long as it's not called off. You get what I mean? And being pushed back a week is fine, because then the 18th and the 25th to me are sick, because then I Fulton Figueroa unification, and then I Joshua Usyk the week after.
Right. You heard about the WBA.
If both of them fall through, I'll actually have a breakdown. I'll actually have a breakdown about the sport. I'll go on a 50-minute tangent in one video.
You hear about the WBA ordering Roger Gutierrez and Chris Colbert. They're giving Chris Colbert a shot at that title. They have to the 15th to come through with negotiations, or they're going to send it to purse bid. So
I don't understand that. Didn't the WBA make a recent statement that they're cutting back on all of these amount of champions they have, but now they're fucking making a mandation on one of their secondary belts? I don't get it.
Well, Chris has the interim or something like that too, so I guess they can eliminate one of those belts with that fight.
But watch how quickly someone gets elevated to interim. Watch. This is the sixth time. This is the sixth time they've done this shit in 7 years. Yeah. People let it slide every time. Now they're not. Now people are like, no.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll have to see what they do with it. Now, they ordered the fight. If they consolidate and eliminate, is a chance for them to consolidate and eliminate one belt here. So, and they said Mendoza, I believe, is it Mendoza or Paco? I don't know. Anyway, Mendoza, Paco, one of them. I was saying in the damn article that's the goal, that they're trying to get these interim and gold fighters together and then eliminate the belts as they go along, and then only have the interim belt as the belt outside of the championship belt.
Just fucking eliminate them.
I know. Take the gold and the regular off the table. That's all you got to do. Just take the gold regular, take it off the table. There you go. Only the interim belt matters, and you have the world champion. That's all they have to do, really. I agree. Dr. Finesse in the building. It said, Wayne told Dennis, the menace is definitely Chavez Sr., like when Chavez robbed Whitaker. Yeah. But couldn't do it to Floyd. Yeah, it was definitely a robbery there, Dr. Finesse. My 16-year-old laughs at the pause. Yeah, man. Look, the pause, I tell you this, Remy, the pause are bringing eyes to boxing. Well, Jake, Logan too, man. It's funny, Logan's losing everything, but he's still popular. And Jake is winning everything, and he's popular. Logan ain't won a damn thing. He done been beat up every time. And if he gets in there with Anderson Silva, I think he's going to get beat up again. Freaking Logan Paul. I want Jake Paul to fight Tommy Fury. If he fights and beat Tommy Fury, I'll give him a little bit more respect, because at least Tommy Fury's an actual boxer. Dead game boxing was good. Is it this week, Paul? I don't know, bro. It's soon. Is it this week, Mark? I don't know. I don't keep up with his dates.
Bro, don't ask me. I don't give a fuck about that. I haven't watched any of them.
I don't even know you, man.
If people want to watch it, I ain't going to slate on it. But when people come to me, hey, yo, Mark, what's your analysis on Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley? I got none. What's there to analyze? You got a shot MMA fighter versus a shit YouTuber. I can't analyze that. I'll tell you what it is. It's the battle of no jabs, no right hand, no foot movement. That's what it's the battle of.
Yeah, man. It's a horrible
You have a fighter in his prime who looks like he's shot, and a shot fighter who looks like he's in his prime. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's a crap show. It's a crap show, but I don't know. I'm like you, Mark. I don't analyze or break down or try to. You get no fight prediction or breakdown from me.
I don't understand.
Fights, bro.
I don't understand people out there who are breaking down Jake Paul's skill set and going, "Yo, he actually good." How do you come to that conclusion?
How? He has a right hand only, and it's not even that accurate. That's all he has. I don't care what no one says. What do you see about Jake Paul? He has a right hand that's not accurate. That's it.
I'll tell you what I say. Whenever he throws that right hand, this is what I do. Step quarter inch to my right, to his left, and bam, stiff him with a jab. No, stiff him with a jab. And then he does it again. Turn over 4 inches to my right and check right hook him in the temple. Knock him out.
Yeah, I will step and catch him with the straight right. You could jab him, but I catch his ass with this. It's so easy, bro. This guy, okay, he's horrible. I don't even want to talk about him no more. Remy says, I hate lawsuits, but YouTube bought it on themselves. Effing with my... Oh, yeah, get him, Remy, get him. They got plenty of money. Just make sure you got good lawyers in a good case. Because if not, you lose.
And also, make sure you read the fine print on YouTube where they can delete any account at any time for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They don't need one. They don't need a reason.
Yeah, we're terrible. Well, anyway, guys, that pretty much wraps it up, man. There's not much more. I mean, we got to the Castano, Charlo, PBC, man. That fight should definitely happen if it. Hey, which sanctioning body, if you remember, Mark, threw the damn mandatory in between their rematch? Was it Castano?
The IBF.
IBF, that's what I thought. I said it was the IBF, yeah. So the IBF has thrown a fight in between that. But
the IBF hasn't had a mandatory met at 154 in 3 years, so it makes sense. They're normally quite strict. But hey, yo, IBF, when are you going to make a fucking mandated fight for Errol Spence's IBF belt? Come on. You've been waiting on that shit since Ocampo.
Yeah, Carlos Ocampo was the last one, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. That's why I say people, want to praise the IBF for what? Because they'll enforce a mandatory. That's the only thing you can praise them for. They will enforce a mandatory. But how about how
they've gotten very selective on that shit now?
Select them, who they're putting as mandatory. It's a crap show.
People aren't paying attention to that. They're getting very selective on that shit and how long they're letting fighters stay with that IBF title without mandatories. Hey, yo, Yermananka has just fought recently, but hadn't fought, and he was mandated 2 years ago. But they let him keep a hold of that belt because he was the money guy that they had in the IBF rankings.
Yeah.
Never trust the IBF. They were the first the IBF were the first ever sanctioning body to be fucking caught and had a lawsuit against them for embezzlement fraud. Never trust the IBF.
I don't, to be perfectly honest, don't trust any of them. They're all crap, bro. I'm sorry. All of these sanctioning bodies are crap. Whatever moves they make, you guys can rest assured that the move is going to be consistent with their dollars. And that's it. It's not for you. It's not for me. It's not for the fighters. It's for them, their dollars. So the move doesn't have to make sense to you or me. It's going to make sense to their money. And this is all of the sanctioning bodies. There's none better than the other. No, forget about that. They're all crap. If I was hey, look at this, Mark.
Oh, shit.
Look. Watch out. Get your little ass out of here. Oh, man. I just thought I'll play that guy before I get out of here.
That's D when he walked up to his old dealer before he could get medicinal. And he'd walk up and he'd be like, hey, yo, dude, you got a deal on thick? Get your little ass up out here.
Get your little ass up out of here. Why you do that little puppy like that, man? All right, guys, we ready to get out of here. I'm gonna leave it with this one. Get your ass out. Oh man. All right, guys. Y'all know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.